This question asks us to conduct a regression analysis based on the data given to us from a Burger King menu. Step 1 is to input the data into your calculator list. To do this, click on Stat, then Edit, and then input the data that is given to us in L1 and L2. Total fat should be in the X list, so input this in L1 and calories into L2. After this, you're going to exit out of the edit function and go to lin-reg t-test. To do this, click the stat button on your calculator, then click test, then select lin-reg t-test. For the X list option, put in L1, which is the list of our total fat. For the Y list option, put in L2, which is a list of our total calories. For frequency, select 1. And for the option of greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or not equal to 0, select not equal to 0. After this, select calculate. Write down the results it gives you. Step 4 will be to actually conduct the 6-step hypothesis. Number 1 step is to identify your HO and your HA. For this, it is equal to and not equal to 0. Number 2 is to draw and shade and label your critical value. To draw and shade, since we are doing a not equal test, it will need 2 ends that are shaded. We use a 95% confidence interval for this test, meaning alpha equals 0.05. Since we are using 2 ends of the graph, we need to divide alpha by 2 to get 0.025. To get the critical value in your calculator, go to inverse t function. To do this, click the second button, then select vars, then select inverse t. For the alpha over 2 option, put in 0.025, and for the degrees of freedom, put in 2. We chose 2 as degrees of freedom because each list has 4 options, and 4 divided by 2, as we're told to do for a regression test, is 2. This will get you critical values of plus and minus 4.303. Mark this down onto the graph in number 2. Step number 3 is to go to your t-stat that was found in the lin-reg t-test and to write down and identify that it is 5.546. Mark this onto the graph in step 2. Number 4 is to also identify the p-value that was given to you in the lin-reg t-test. For our purposes, this was 0.031, which is less than our alpha of 0.05. Number 5, after doing this test, we can see that we reject HO. And number 6, the conclusion should state that there is sufficient evidence at the alpha equals 0.05 level of significance to suggest that the data are linearly correlated with a p-value of 0.031.